Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to teach you guys conditionals. So before we get into conditionals, I actually really wanted to quickly show you guys something that I wanted to show you guys last time, but I forgot to. So let's say we have a variable called with the value equal to hello, right? We print the variable, we get hello. Now what we could do is do var plus equals world, and we will be adding world to the end of it. This is to like append to the end of the string. You could also do like world, or you could do it over here where you do plus world like that. So all that works. Anyway, that was just real quick, and now I want to teach you guys conditionals. So first, let's create a variable one is set to, let's say, 13. Um, so the way conditionals work is it checks if something is true, and if it's true, it does something. Otherwise, it does other things, but we'll get into that in a second. So the way we create these if statements, you use the keyword if. So if something 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 is true, do something else. So let's go with if var1 is equal. Remember I showed you guys that in the last video. If you guys don't remember, that checks if two values are um, equal to each other. This is the comparison operator. So, and I forgot to say these little symbols are referred to as operators. So this is, I don't know what that operator is, but this is a comparison operator. There's a multiplication operator, addition operator I showed you guys last time. But anyway, say if variable 1 is equal to 13, we will print, and sorry, I'm going a little too fast. So we have this colon mark. This is to show us what are we going to do. So if we click enter, you'll see it's going to indent. Now this is very important. Indenting is very important always in Python, because normally in other languages, what they'll do brackets like this, and you could code in here, and when you do this here doesn't matter. So that would work, that would work, that would work, all that would work. But since we are in Python, and they want to make things simpler for us, we have the colon mark, and we have to make sure to always remember the indentations. Right here, it's two space indentation, but I want it to be four. I'll change that later. Um, so if variable 1 is equal to 13, let's print it's equal. So there we go. We could do uh, uh, it's equal. So I wanted to print this twice because I wanted to show you guys a different error compared to this. So yeah, that will give us an error, right? Since the indentation is not correct, it'll give us yeah, an indentation error. Now if we go back, if we were to indent this, it would also create an indentation error. But what if we were to do this? Let's say change this to hello world, right? This still happens. Why? That is because this will always run since it is not inside of the if statement. So if we were to change this even to 12, this hello world is always going to run. And that's how programs are created. We have things that only run if certain things are true, and then the rest of the program is always going to happen, or of something like that, you know. Um, so let's say, oh, okay, let's say we want, okay, let's say this, we want this hello, no, let's change this uh, string real quick to it's not equal, right? So if we were to run this, this will always run. Let's say we only want it to run if they're not equal. So what we could do is do var one. So we could do is not equal to. The exclamation mark means they're not equal to each other. So if they're not equal to each other, um, then we run this. And let's real quickly change this to the number 10. So this runs, but this is uh, redundant. It's like why do we want this extra stuff to read? So what we could do is create an else statement. So if we were this basically means if variable 1 is equal to 13, we print it's equal. Otherwise, if anything else is true, print it's not equal. And right there we will see it still works. Um, but now let's say uh, we wanted to say it's 13, but we also want to check if it's the number 7. So how do we do that? We could create an else if statement. So else if variable 1 is equal uh, to 7, print it's 7. Um, huh. Sorry. Maybe that's wrong. Huh. I think I'm thinking about a different. I'm thinking about different Python or different programming languages. My bad. It's not else if, it's elif, which realistically what it is, it means else if. I forgot JavaScript is the one that accepts both. Pretty sure. I don't know. But if we run it, we'll see. Okay, right now it's not equal, but if we were to change it to 7, it will take the elif statement right here, where variable is equal to 7, and it'll say tell us that it's 7. But the thing is, we could do as many elif statements as we want. So if we were to do that, that works and that still works. So that's how you create else if statements. Um, so um, yeah, what does this mean, right? Uh, well, yeah, we could create else if statements. Sorry, I was trying to think what else we could do. But so next up, I want to show you guys this. So, are these two values equal? And if we check, they are not equal. Why? Because an integer is different from a string. Now, let's say if we try that. I don't know if that'll actually work. Yeah, floats, if they end in zeros, they'll still be equal to their integer form. Um, so when does all of these things become useful? The if statement, the difference between floats, integers, and strings. When does all this become equal? Or sorry, not equal. Important. Um, so I'm just going to comment all this out. When this becomes important is with user input. So how do we actually get user input? We could do input right here. It's a new keyword. It's sort of like print. So if we do that, and we do print variable 1 and run the program, this once it reaches the variable 1, it's going to ask us for our input. Once it reaches the input function, and we'll go over what functions are exactly later on, but currently it wants us to input a value to set to var1. So let's say 1, right? There we go. It's 1. We could set it to hello world, right? And there we go, it's hello world. And also in here we could add pick a number, right? And now if we're to run that, 1, right? And then here's when things become complicated. So if we were to uncomment all of this, and we run it, so pick a number, let's pick number 13. It tells us here that 13 is not equal to any of these values, but it shows us right here that our value is 13. And the reason for that is because variable 1, when taking our input, is always converted into a string no matter what. So how do we convert this into a integer? So what we could do var1 is equal to var1 as an integer. How do we change that? We do int and in parentheses our variable. So now if we were to do that and run this, you see that this condition is met and it prints out it's 13. So yeah, you could do int, you could do convert it to a string with str, you could convert it into a float with float. But there we go. That's how that works. That's how changing between different data types works. And yeah, now let's say we want to do, okay, let's say 10, 10. So we want to check right here if it is greater than, so we could do that too. If variable 1 is greater than 10, we print out it's greater. If it's less than, we print it's less than. So now if we were to run that, if we pick the number 1, sorry, let's do it's so yeah, if we pick the number 1, it's less than. If we pick the number 13, it's greater. If we pick the number 10, it's equal to. But now let's say we don't want this, but we want to check if it's equal to or greater than 10. So we could do sorry, greater than or equal to. And we could also do less than or equal to down here. But if we are to run this and we do 10, we see it's greater. So here's the thing. Here's something interesting. If we were to do this, what do you guys think would happen? Would it print out both statements or only one of them? And if only one of them, the first one or the last one? So let's check this out. 10, now it's greater. And why is that? Because as soon as this condition is met, this is practically ignored, and all of this is what's run. And that's how if-else statements work. So if you wanted to check both, you would have to change this one into an if statement and then run it like that, and it will print both. So there you go. I believe that's just about it. Of course, there's like more stuff that you guys could find on. I would recommend W3 schools right here. We could go to where is it? Python, and right here it helps you guys a lot with that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's how conditionals work, and that's about it. So now my challenge for you guys is create a number guessing game. Set variable 1 to something like, I don't know, 13. Have people try to guess the number, right? And we could do, or you guys could also try and create sort of like interactive story type thing. That's I guess that's your guys' homework. But yeah, that's just about it for this video. You know what? Actually, I'll just go over one last thing. Um, import. So this is all cool, but I want to import something. So what's importing? Importing is so you could import like a library, a module, a file, a package. Right now, that's not important. We'll get into that a bit later. But you could import something like time. You could look for these imports. They're called libraries. Um, Search for different types of libraries that help you guys do stuff. For example, no, sorry, random. Because random could give us a random number. So let's say random is equal to random dot randint. I just wanted to show you guys a random module real quick because this will help you guys do kind of like a guessing game. Um, random.randint, and right here we pick our numbers. So from 1 to 10, or sorry, 0 to 10. I don't know if 0 is inclusive or not. I don't remember that. If var1 is not is equal to random num print, you were right. And then just for good measure, let's do the actual random number right here, and then else print try again. So now if we are to run this and pick a random number, it tells us to try again. Sorry, let's do print random num, just so that that happens as well. So we could see the number when we're done. So let's say 7. So the number was 4. And as you could see, if we are to print random sum, and we could get it right at some point, say 4. Sorry, I want to do that there. Let's. Oh, actually, right here, you guys could see that every time that the program is run, it's creating a new different number. But right here, if we were to do this, so if we were to pick 10 this time around, then we're right. But so yeah, that's if statements, along with a little bit about importing stuff. Imports are always put at the top of the file. Never put them in the middle. I had a friend who did that, and it was God, that was ugly. And yo, if you're watching this, man, please never do that. That hurt my soul. Um, but yeah, that's just about it for right now. Next time I'll probably get into while loops and for loops. But that's for next time. For now, I'll see you guys later. Yeah, peace out.